This is the most brutal knife-breaking scene from Forged in Fire. This is the dullest looking coolest blade in Forged in Fire. Despite the judges trying everything they had, the pig hung upside down remained completely unharmed, and all of this stems from the outrageous rules set by the show. For this competition, the show directly presented a designated knife model and required the contestants to use the W1 high carbon steel on the anvil to replicate it one-to-one. As for the specifications, the show wrote them down on a scroll. One thing worth noting is that the tip of this blade curves upward, and the blade length and width must not deviate too much from the sample. So right at the start of the competition, Dan pulled out calipers and measured repeatedly, then drew it out on the table to prevent any mistakes. He then began heating the billet and forging it with the power hammer. What no one expected was that, due to insufficient temperature, after a few strikes, the billet actually developed cracks. Fortunately, the problem wasn't too serious, and it could still be fixed through grinding. After the bar reached the right temperature, John directly used the power hammer to forge the billet wide and long. He did this to give himself more room for error, so that during the later grinding, he could work more boldly and confidently. After heating the bar, Josh directly used the power hammer to stretch and elongate it, then used a ruler to measure, making sure the length of the steel matched the sample blade. He then used the cut-off saw without hesitation to cut off the excess material. This indeed saved a lot of time. However, in the judges' eyes, Josh's billet width was insufficient. Unlike Josh, Andrew, after heating the billet, chose to first widen the billet so that once the width and thickness met the standards, he could move on to hand hammer shaping without any worries. After 1 hour, Andrew was the first to hammer out the blade blank and started adjusting the blade profile details. His speed was remarkably fast, although the width of the blank looked a bit over spec right now. This was entirely within Andrew's plan. He intended to make the final adjustments. During the grinding and shaping phase, Josh's blade blank, after some hand hammering, had also completed its initial shaping. He was very satisfied with the length meeting the standard, but what devastated him was that, upon measuring, he found the width was far from meeting the required specifications. With no other choice, he had to stretch it again, but as the width got wider and wider, the thickness grew thinner and thinner. The judges deduced that the thickness of this blade would likely not survive the second round of strength testing. Meanwhile, John, after completing the initial shaping, found the blade length was slightly over spec. Actually, at this point, the best solution would have been to fix it through grinding, but John, trying to save effort, directly used the cut-off saw to cut off a portion from the tip. Little did he know that this move directly shattered his championship dream.